Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you Season 3, Round 5 of the EDF Motorsports GT4 TCR Challenge from the fantastic Silverstone National circuit, using the old Silverstone Legacy track. In the booth with me tonight, as usual, I have Mr. Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
I also have Mr. Ryan Walker. Good evening.
Good evening, Clive. Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Sam. And good evening, everyone that's tuning in.
And on the cameras, I have Mr. Sam Boozin. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde.
Good evening, Sam. So, let's start with Bill, shall we? We're looking at 1 minute laps there or thereabouts. A lot of cars on the track. Going to be quite hectic for the whole race.
I tell you, I think this course, the way it's set up right now, is going to be perfect for these cars. Granted, they're going to be a little tussling here and there. It's going to be tough to pass, but I got to tell you, I think it's going to really work out well. Especially, I think it's going to be a heck of a TCR battle. So I'm really looking forward to it. I like Silverstone anyway. I like the original one. I think they've kind of messed it up, adding all these little quirks to it. But I do like Silverstone. So I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, and Ryan, as Bill says, it is going to be fantastic. And there's only probably, I don't know, a second between the classes here. So if we see those TCRs in a big train and the GT4s come round to lap them, that could change everything because they're not going to be easy to get past and they're going to be in their own individual battles.
Yeah, absolutely. And the TCRs as well, they might look slow, but in a straight line, they've got some speed in them. So the GT4s, when it comes to lapping the TCRs, are going to have a bit of a difficult job. But hopefully the TCRs don't make too much of a big deal of it if they're in a battle and they cooperate. But I think overall, I think we should be in for a great race in GT4 and TCR.
So last time out, guys, we had a win in GT4 for AAA. And Tom Stanley took home the win in TCR. Looking at the time so far, obviously we're early in qualifying. We've only done 3 minutes. But AAA's up there again. Do we think he can take home another win?
Well, I tell you, momentum is a big thing. I mean, he's been disappointed a few times. Thought he had it in
TCR. We've got Chris Shaw currently leading the way, and Gary Craig second, with Tom Stanley in third. But again, because Tom's already missed a round, with the drop points counting, Tom would move up to second, and he would only be 30 points behind Chris. So Ryan, we've got looks like an absolutely fantastic second half of the season, and these battles for the championships are going to go all the way.
Oh, absolutely, they are. You might get the usual people up at the front in both classes, but I think the class for me this season so far has been great to watch. From my perspective, has been the TCR class, just because there's been great racing throughout the field. And I think, you've got the likes of Chris Shaw and Tom Stanley that are usually up at the front, but I think towards it, or halfway through the season and the second half of the season, I think you'll see the likes of Scott Malcolm starting to get closer to the front. Scott had a great race last week and finished in the 4th place, I believe, in TCR. So he's starting to gather some pace. But you've also got the likes of Carl Hardy as well, who can spring a surprise from time to time.
Yeah, most certainly. And just looking at the team standings, Asymmetric GT4 are pretty much running away with that at the moment with AAA and Stewart. Our very own BSTV Esports Yellow currently sit in second place, and Ninth Light Racing are currently in third. So again, everything can change. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having all sorts of trouble with the stream tonight.
Yeah,
Although,
Sam said that iRacing froze. He's trying to reboot it right now.
right, okie dokie. So bear with us, viewers. We will be back. Evening to Marco Lewert, evening to Stacey, and evening to Alan Toon. Currently, we are 7 minutes into the qualifying session. Stuart Dick currently sits in provisional pole for GT4s. Paul Burgess currently second. AAA in third. Chris Shaw currently sits in provisional pole for TCRs with Ashley Gravel second, and Princess Pete has just bumped himself up to third, which is looks like he's going all right round here, Bill.
Yeah, I'll tell you, our boys in green there, Gary and Princess Pete, are really improving. I mean, they've kind of put their heads together and decided they've come up with a plan, and they race as a team. And I heard Ryan mention some of the people that could be up there, and I tell you, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Gary Craig up there real soon too, because he's a kind of an unsuspecting guy. He's a heck of a charger, and he's really showing it the last couple races.
Yeah, he certainly is, isn't he? He's he's been bagging the podiums. He's up there in second place in the championship. So yeah, certainly no mug is Gary. Tyler, how do you think the overtakes are going to happen on this small track? Are we going to see contact for getting past, or are there places on this track like the back straight where people can actually work out how to get past people cleanly?
You said Tyler. You're talking about Ryan?
I'm sorry, Ryan. Yeah, yeah. They're the same person. They just put on different accents.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, overtakes. I think the best chance of making an overtake is probably over the start-finish line, heading down to turn 1, or maybe if you get a great run on the exit of turn 1, you might be able to possibly make a move heading down to that long right-hander heading onto the back straight. But I think it'll come down to whether the driver you're trying to overtake is willing to yield. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Or this straight at Tom Stanley's coming down to the left-hander, he could make a move here. So there's plenty of passing opportunities, but with such a large grid and close, tight racing and the pace being so close, I think it's going to be very, very difficult, and it might come down to the driver in front making a mistake.
Yeah, I think you could be right there. And just something for the viewers watching. I don't know. We don't quite know what's happened, and it's not my fault this time, even though it usually is. We think there may be a bit of a gridding error, and it's a possibility that the TCRs may grid in front of the GT4s, even though they're set up in the correct classes. So at the start, if that's what you see, what's going to happen are the TCRs are going to sit still. The GT4s are going to go past the TCRs on the pace lap. And then once the race starts, our race admin, which is me, will clear all the black flags that the GT4 cars will get. So just in case the pace lap looks a little bit weird, that's what's going on. Where are we in qualifying now? Oh, we're all right. We're still only halfway through. Bill, where do you think the winner's going to come from tonight?
Where do I think the winner's going to come from? I don't know. I think it's really hard to say. We have the usual suspects, of course. They're always good no matter where they go. But there could be I'm not sure if the surprise is going to be a winner, but there's going to be a couple new people up in the top 3, a podium, I think, to be honest. We know what Tom Stanley's like. We know what Chris Shaw is like, and those guys are really good. They could race in a teacup and they'd be in the lead. So it's, the other men working hard, but it's going to take some doing to get ahead of them. As far as in the GT4s, I don't know. I think Paul Burgess is kind of due. I don't want to jinx him or anything, but he's been doing really well, and he's he's changed his tune. He was a little rough around the edges, a couple seasons ago, and well, he's really cleaned up his act. I'll tell you, he's going very fast, and I think and clean and staying out of trouble mostly, and I think he's got a good chance.
Yeah, and what about you, Ryan? Where do you think the winners are coming from tonight? Obviously taking into account, the track and what can be the difficulty of this track.
I think looking at GT4, there's not as many cars, but there's still a strong turnout in that class, and I think if it was to come down to a winner in GT4, I think the person that deserves to get a win, but it's just not had the luck at times this season. I think my pick in that class is going to be Stuart Dick, not just because he's Scottish.
There's no bias there at all, is there?
TCR, I'm not sure. I think there's so many good drivers in TCR as well. I think, but if I was to pick a winner, I think I'm going to be different. I'm going to go for Gary Craig.
Oh, good call. Good call. Who do I really want to ruin their evening? I don't know. I think I've just got this thing in GT4 that we might get a first-time winner. I've just got this. I think there's going to be some chaos somewhere in this race, and I think maybe we're going to get a first-time winner there. TCR. I don't know. I really expect Xavier Mamucha to win a race at some point. He's shown the speed. Sometimes maybe a little bit of lack of racecraft. I don't know if that's a bit too harsh. I'm not sure. Maybe just wrong place at the wrong time. And I think Mark Heron is overdue a win as well. He obviously threw one away earlier on in the season. I don't know what class it's going to come in, but I just have this feeling that we're going to have a surprise winner in one of the classes tonight, which would be absolutely fantastic. So, where are we? 14 and a half minutes in. We've got Paul Burgess on provisional pole in GT4 in his bright, Stacey-pleasing car. And that's not a euphemism. We've got Stuart Dick in second and Triple A in third. In TCR class, we've got Tom Stanley currently sat in provisional pole, Ashley Gravel in second, and Gary Craig in third. So, it's shaping up to be a fantastic qualifying session. And Bill, how important is this qualifying session going to be?
Absolutely crucial. You could follow the leader for a long time on this course without really taking a chance, possibly getting in trouble. So I think you got to be up front to win this race. And speaking of the gentleman you were talking about, Xavier, he's qualified fourth, and he's in the one flat bracket, not very far behind the other guys, so within a tenth and a half or so. And that's, let me tell you, qualifying and racing are two different things, as we all know. So, but he's close. I'll tell you, he's got a good chance of winning this. I kind of agree with you, Clyde.
Yeah, I think he has definitely shown the pace. I think the trouble around here is it's going to be a mix of, you're going to have to put your nose in where it hurts sometimes to get past people, but you're also going to have to show patience. I know that sort of contradicts the first one, but you're going to have to, know when to go and when to hold, I think, round here.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree. It's one of the kind of places that whatever kind of strategic move you're going to make, it's you got to be a little bit lucky and careful at the same time, I guess, because where the guys are right now, I think is a good chance to pass too, because a lot of people go wide there, they come in there too fast. all kinds of. So that last corner onto the front straight, I think, is a good opportunity to get by somebody.
Yeah, like the good old song says, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them tonight. So yeah, I think that is going to be absolutely crucial on when you push your luck and when you don't push your luck. So so what else have we likely got coming up tonight? Well, as people know, we may or may not have a random safety car. That really depends on Sam's random yes, no. And then if it's a yes, Sam's random number between minute 15 and minute 45. Looking at some of the fuel calculations that the guys have sent me, it doesn't look like people can one-stop this. There's a bit too much saving to be done to one-stop it. So it's probably going to be a full stop and a splash and dash. But if the safety car comes out, you never know. There may be people that try and do it on one stop. So that will keep us guessing and getting it wrong all the way till the end of the race. One thing that is for sure, the racing will be absolutely fantastic because it always is with these guys. So yeah, this could be really, really interesting, especially as we come up to about a minute and a half away from the end of qualifying. And if you see the times there, you'll see that there's only really a second and a bit between the two classes. So this is going to be tricky. Someone in that GT4 field makes a mistake, gets stuck behind some TCRs that could be there for quite a while, Ryan.
Well, I'll take that one. I totally agree with you. It's going to be very difficult because the speed differential on this track isn't that great, and like you said, little hiccup. You're in the middle of 3 or 4 really dicey, competitive TCR guys, so it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. But this is a really respectful group, and it's a great league. But they're not afraid to mix it up either. So they got competitive juices flowing. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, just waiting for the action. So Jamie Jeffrey has just put a little note on the chat. Stay tuned for my bad pit stops. So that could be something to watch. I don't know if he means on length of time or just getting into pits. It's not actually a bad pit lane to get into on this version. So I managed to get the safety car in there without crashing, so that's a first.
That's fairly good exit too, but you got guys wheeling around cops there and coming at a pretty good pace, so you got to kind of be careful there.
Okay, so checkers are out of qualifying, so it's just the people that are on laps at the moment that can finish them. Fairly quick countdown as well tonight, which is good. Obviously, being a short lap helps.
Yeah, especially coming out of I ruined somebody's race coming out of that pit road one time, and the guys never let me forget it. I still hear about it.
I don't believe that for a minute, Bill.
He says I let his competitor go, and I got in his way. Oh dear. Too freaking bad. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So what have we got? Have we still got GT4s yet? Stuart Dick and Triple A.
Triple A looks like he just finished, I think.
Yes, yeah, they both come in. Yeah.
Okay, we're all red, so I guess they're all in the pits now.
It is an empty track, so we'll just wait for the session to click over, and then we'll let Bill and Ryan run you down on your starting grid.
Nice picture of the Silverstone incident vehicle sitting there. Hope we don't need him tonight.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, GT4 is up. I'll take this one. Paul Burgess is on the pole with ninth light racing. Second is Stuart Dick in second place. Third is Abdel Al Amri, AAA, in third. Fourth, Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports Yellow. Fifth, Stefan Goebel, VTS Germany. Sixth, Andy Perks, I believe he's an independent. Seventh, Jamie Jeffrey, CCR. Is that Cleveland's Clearwater Revival? I don't know. Anyway, eighth is Rob Ben, BSTV Esports Orange. And ninth is Tim Otheo, or Oreo as Clyde calls him.
Yep, taking the pole position in the TCRs was Tom Stanley for asymmetric TCR, with Ashley Jafal rounding out the front row for IMSA Motorsport, with third place going to Xavier Mamucha, who's an independent, I believe, with Gary Craig for BSTV Esports Green in fourth. Carl Hardy for Result Clover in fifth, with sixth place going to Chris Shaw for Ascari Autosport, with Mark Heron in seventh for asymmetric TCR, with Pete Bingham in eighth for BSTV Esports Green, with ninth place going to Martin Brennan. The 10th is Scott Malcolm for BSTV Esports Yellow, with 11th going to David Ayres for Result Clothing, with Joe McDonald in 12th for Safeguard by Result. Roger Morton in 13th for Safeguard by Result, and Lee Bowden in 14th for IMSA Motorsport.
Okay, and if I am not mistaken, it looks like the gridding has worked.
Oh, good.
So we won't have to do any shenanigans at the start.
You won't have to hurt anybody, right? Okay.
Well, usually when there's something wrong with the server, it's me. But this time it certainly wasn't me, so...
Well, I've had to set up a server once or twice. It's easy to do. There's a lot of freaking things in there.
Okay, so the pace car sets off on the very short pace lap.
Yeah, this one all the way around at least won't be too long.
No, that's right. Paul Burgess obviously will take control of the field as soon as the pace car goes in. I'm pretty sure the TCRs will give the GT4s plenty of space, because if they do come together, it could be one hell of a pile-up.
Chris Shaw is further back than I expected him to be, but you know how he is. He's kind of stealthy.
Chris Shaw is one of life's annoying people that that doesn't practice and then basically uses qualifying and the first part of the race to dial his eyeballs in, and then come through the field.
Sounds like somebody. Sounds like somebody I know that's on the broadcast team.
Well, the no practice bit, yeah.
Yeah.
My eyeballs are too old to dial in now.
Yeah, you're an arrive and drive guy.
Oh yes.
I should try that because practice doesn't do me any good.
I think the more I practice, the worse I get. But
oh, you wonder sometimes. I know. I agree. Okay, coming up to it very shortly. Here they come. Pace cars in.
Yeah, who put that building there? Okay, we are away. We are away.
Wow, you did a great job.
Yeah, Triple A putting pressure on his teammates straight away. And he's got the position.
And here's the TCR, a bunch of Hornets zipping down through there, through cops. Tell you, this corner 2 or 3 or whatever is a tricky corner, even though it widens out. It's a funny kind of, it's easy to go off there. It's amazing.
Yeah, Ashley Gravel there, under pressure from Gary Craig. Gary's now going to be, who's that? That is Jamie Jeffrey putting a move on Andy Perks. I was just going to say, where is Gary Craig? That's Pete Bingham. Yeah, Gary Craig under pressure now from Chris Shaw.
Yeah, Chris Shaw jumped ahead of Carl Hardy, who was ahead of him on the grid.
But front to back in the TCRs are still together.
So it looks like Jamie's making a move again.
Yeah, Andy Perk must have got back past him.
You finally got him in one of our liveries, huh? I see.
I like Rob Venn's tactic at the moment. Just sit behind, in touch, wait for it to kick off.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt on the first few laps for sure.
Oh, hello, hello.
Ooh.
Hello.
Wow, that was a rallycross moment.
That was, yeah. There's going to be a touch there as well. I think they just rubbed wheel arches there.
I'm not sure if Pete was feeling ballsy or just brave.
Or drunk.
Yeah, it looks like he's made a move on the Mark Heron as well.
And then we have Mr. Mamucha, his picture down. Oh, gone.
Yeah, he's got into the lead.
Good for him. Wow, yeah, he is in the lead. Wow. Come on, Xavier. Hang it, hold it together.
Yeah, was that a mistake by Tom? Because Tom's now dropped the third.
I don't notice. I didn't notice. Yep, and that's Chris Shaw up another run, back by Carl Hardy.
Yeah, I think Carl Hardy's having a go at him here.
Wait a minute. Is that Matt Brennan? Wait a minute. Matt Brennan's down. That's not Matt Brennan. Okay, sorry. Oh, and now we have the handsome AAA at the controls. Got his alien glasses on, driving along.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting battle, him and Paul Burgess.
Yeah, nice to see he's still putting those grey streaks in his beard. There is go past the stripes. I think there was a little incident between Carl Hardy and Chris Shaw, because I just heard Carl Hardy on the radio apologising that he got a really, really late call from his spotter.
Yeah. And there's Xavier. Look how calm he is.
Yeah. He's Sunday driving again, isn't he? Look at him.
Now on the back, what's on the back counter today? It doesn't look like the same cans or whatever they were last time. Different brew, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Ashley's trying to make a move on the outside, but decides to back out of it.
Yeah, Ashley's got some pace around here tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah,
really, yeah.
Yeah, he's on it.
He's looking inside, too.
Still like to know how these two got in front of Tom. Stefan Goebel is now at the back of the GT4 field, so not quite sure what happened there.
Might have gone off or something, maybe somewhere. And Ashley's looking. Looks like he might get him. Nope.
Yeah, it's a difficult pass around the outside there. If you can get it to stick, you have got a chance, but it's horrible. You're better off backing out, tucking in.
Certainly have no camber to help you there for sure. AAA moves ever closer to Paul Burgess.
Yeah, he's certainly not giving this one up, is he?
Yeah. Doesn't look like Paul's ready to roll over either.
Whoa.
Whoa, wow.
I think that was
Carl Hardy said go ahead.
orchestrated. Yeah.
Carl Hardy's coming back.
That looked a little bit too easy. Or Chris Shaw was just amazingly late on the brakes.
Let's see how they do in the
But
cops.
Carl's got him back.
That was a nice corner by Carl through cops there. That was nice. Chris Shaw, boy.
Evening to Yaz on the chat, who is sunning himself somewhere instead of racing and sweating.
Hope you're not hurting yourself, Yaz. Okay, we got Chris Shaw on board behind Carl Hardy. He's looking inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these two are working together and maybe just slingshotting each other by.
Yeah, I don't know what. To me, I think it might be that Chris is just stronger or braver on that part of the track. And then Carl seems to get him back later around the track. Could be something to do with setup.
Yep. Looks like AAA's kind of getting impatient. Looks like he's ready to go.
Yep.
Trying anyway.
Look at those two scrap away. They've got Stuart Duck, Tyler Newt, and Jamie Jeffrey closing them down as well.
Yep, they're kind of hanging back a little bit, I think, around. Oh, Stuart Dick is beginning to close on him. You are absolutely correct.
I was sort of expecting Tyler to have a little bit of a surge through. Yaz seems to think that if you can save 2 laps of fuel in the draft, you can one-stop it. So we never quite know what's going on in Tyler's head, do we? So
speaking of Tyler's picture, all you can see is his...
it's a bit of a weird one tonight, isn't it?
All you can see is his whatever he's got there. Is that an Oculus, I guess?
Yeah, we can't really see him very well tonight, can we? Which is a shame, because I like the head-on shot with Tyler when we talk about him and wind him up, and we can see him grinning, but we can't see that tonight.
It's probably because you forgot to put a pillow under his ass.
Yeah.
Up, he's adjusting.
Yeah, good one, Tyler.
Here we go. Yeah, forward a bit, Tyler. Forward a bit.
Don't lose too much time.
He can only do it on the straight. Right, where are we then? So 9.5 minutes in. Sam, did you manage to find how Xavier and Ashley got past Tom?
I've nothing.
No, I've got nothing on the event viewer or anything to say something happened. So
But I wonder if you can get a slow down in turn 1.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah,
Because
that's not a bad call.
He looked
Excuse
really
me,
slow.
AAA just passed Paul Burgess.
Yeah. Pass for the lead in GT4.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. It was the last corner either. That's kind of a dicey area. He did a great job getting by him, too. Stuart Dick's getting a little nervous. His teammate's getting too far ahead, I guess, now. All of a sudden, he's coming like he's on fire.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Stuart tries to get by as quickly as possible as well.
Definitely.
Oh,
that
I
looks
think
like
that was
Matthew
Martin
Brennan.
Brennan.
Yep. Martin, I'm sorry. Why did I call him Matthew? Sorry.
Yeah. Let's wait for a swear word update from Stacey.
Yeah, I was about to say get the swear jar out.
Oh, he's just carried too much in there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No damage.
Across the pit road.
Safe rejoin. But he will be angry with himself. So Marcus thinks that Stefan is being held up by Rob Venn. Still like to know how Stefan got back there. I don't know if you can tell us that, Marco. Because he was in front of Rob Venn and Tim Oreo.
Yeah, Rob's just went by Tim as well, and it looks like Stefan's about to do the same.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's got the inside line. But then it goes to the outside. But no.
Wow.
No, he's... Ooh, yeah.
He held in there really well. It's a tough place to hold on.
In a straight line, though, the BMW's got the most straight line speed.
Seems to. The horse is staying with him pretty good, though.
Tim's on the outside. Can he hold it? Oh, he does hold it.
Yeah, and that's going to turn to the inside. So, brave attempt.
Well done by Tim Oreo holding off that charge.
Yeah, and nice and clean, so, which is what we like.
Yeah, it's really nice. What a respectful league this is. It really makes the racing better, too. People don't think so, but it does.
No, this is interesting for me because I was half expecting AAA to disappear into the distance, but Paul is probably using what draft there is and keeping AAA in his sights. Then it's still those 5 cars, and who's currently 6? I think Anne Perks is getting towards the back of that group of 5 as well. Is a side by side for the lead in TCR. Defensive line from Xavier. Yeah, well defended. That's got Tom Stanley interested.
Say, Ash Gravel came to race tonight.
He certainly did. Chris Shaw still behind Gary Craig as well, which is interesting. Although Chris Shaw has just put in the fastest lap. So looks like Chris has done his practice now, and now he's going to start driving. Oh, he's got it this time. And I think Tom Stanley might go through there as well.
It looks like Gary Craig and Chris Shaw in the background are getting in the action as well.
Whoa!
Wow, that was close. Gary Craig must be looking at his chops right now. Wow.
Yeah, and Marco Luertz just put on the chat that Stefan is a little too friendly in fight, so I must agree. Yes, I think sometimes he needs to learn to get his elbows out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Especially if somebody's doing it to him. That's, but he is a very, very respectful driver, Stefan, so I'm not sure if we'd have it any other way.
Yeah, Stefan's still not got by Tim, so
no.
Tim's putting up a good fight.
I think you're right with that. There's just that little bit of grunt on the BMW in the correct places. So that's Mark Heron and our very own Princess P.
Ooh, I thought
Mark is certainly using all the tarmac there.
So it looks like Lee's tried to make a move up the inside, but can't get it done.
I was going to try the outside. Scott should be able to get the power down. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Scott's running his 74,000 fuel laps tonight.
Well, yeah. Scott's man cave is just like Scott, and then the rest of the room is full of fuel laps.
Yeah, David Ayres is in the background as well.
I think, to be honest with Scott, he's probably better off throwing away all the fuel laps and just finding a 2-year-old with a calculator.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, it looks like Xavier's still in the fight for the lead, but just behind as well is Tom Stanley. So it's still pretty much a free car battle for the lead in TCR.
Yeah, although, you know, to give these guys their due, it's very, very, not that I've ever led a race, but it's very, very easy to be in the lead, lose it, get angry, and then, you know, go backwards from there. But Paul Burgess and Xavier Mamucha both lost the lead, but they're still both fighting. Not that you would notice from Xavier's expression. He's still out there on his Sunday drive, just chilled out, relaxing, bit of reggae on in the background or something.
Something like Eddie Grant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if that's his excited look, I'd hate to see his depressed look.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably. For some reason, he just looks like a German version of Kimi Räikkönen.
So we are in safety car window zone, which is obviously in all these drivers' minds. So let me just look at my track map. So the GT4 leaders are not far from the back of the TCR field now.
That's cute. Whoa! I'm trying different sizes of inserts, huh? Or
so if we could, and they were insets there, if we could see AAA from the front, you would see the total difference between those two. Xavier is like really relaxed.
I'll tell you, he's cool under fire, Xavier.
Yeah. And AAA lives every bump in the track.
Oh, so I spotted the cans in the background. It looks like a Red Bull.
Oh, was that Red Bull?
Yep.
Yeah, and evening to Dan Mould and Craig Bowden. Yeah, Ash is doing fantastically tonight. Although, to be fair, we've seen this pace from him before. It's not a surprise.
Nothing against our friend Tom Stanley, but I have to tell you, it's good to see, really. A couple new faces up there.
It looks like
for the lead again.
Yep,
Xavier's not giving it up.
Also, Stacey on the chat says if you want to listen to the guys, or if you get bored in the week and you want to, listen to the guys in Carl Hardy's hosted sessions, they're quite funny. So yeah, I can help because the result guys are pretty much laid back and a good laugh.
Oh yeah, that's a good bunch. Those guys from Result, I have to say.
And they do quite a lot for the league as well with practice sessions.
They certainly do, And I've said it many times before, it sounds like I'm a bro with Carl, but I have to tell you, he works really hard at getting better, and as much resin as he gets about sausage sandwiches and all that other stuff. He really, he puts his mind to it and really tries hard to get better, and good on him.
I think the light is starting to fade. Just picking up the headlights on the track now.
Oh yeah, look at that. Clyde loves night races.
Oh yes. The commentary is so much easier at night, isn't it? Oh, there's a car. It's got headlights.
The one with the headlights. forget who it was, but at Le Mans, the guy that had no headlights, I was in hysterics.
Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was that Ivan Batman?
It was, yeah. That's
Oh,
where
yeah,
he got
I
his
remember
Batman nickname, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was terrific. Look at this, boy, they're close together. Xavier's trying to get by Ashley one more time. Look at that, wow.
He's late on the brakes there.
Boy, he really pushed that in there.
He's
Nice.
got it done.
Hold on, baby. Whoa, nice job. Boy, you're the man, Xavier. That was
Sam was trying to find the engine in the Audi.
Yeah, I thought he was coming into Xavier's trunk there for a second, or boot. Sorry. You guys know the boot.
Yeah, elephants have trunks, Bill.
That's right. Still have trouble calling fenders wings. I don't know. That problem with
Yeah, they're coming up for like the TCRs now, and it looks like one of them is Roger Morton, I think.
Yeah. Pete Bingham is in the pits. Why is Pete Bingham in the pits? He normally does exactly what Gary Craig does.
they're all running. Maybe they're running different strategies.
No, Pete can't work out a strategy.
Well, we're not real good at it either, Clyde. You know, hey.
Well, no. But there's a lot of TCR drivers on the chat that say we're just going to do whatever Gary does.
Well,
so once Gary comes in, expect everybody else to come in.
I can kind of understand that. What's that tool on the
That, I think, was Joe McDonald.
Oh, okay. Say, Mamucha and Gravel are really having a ball up here. They're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got a message from Mal and Julia Bowden on Facebook, and they've put, yes, more Bowdens. I think we've got more Bowdens than we need. Only joking. Good to have you with us.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hope you're enjoying the race.
And I certainly hope the Bowdens are cheering for Lee. If not, get off the chat, please.
No, it's not. It's Gravel. We've renamed him, Dad.
Yeah, I think he's related to the sprint car driver in America here, David Gravel.
And I think secretly he likes it as well, so. We are famously good at names.
Yeah, we're
well, making up names when we can't say them anyway. So yeah. Stefan has pitted. He's the first one from the GT4s to blink.
Yeah, Marco Laird just said in the chat that Stefan done the undercut because he couldn't overtake on track.
Yeah, he's where he's been running. There's nothing to lose. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, if he's in his fuel window, that is most definitely the thing to do. And just to answer Dan, we still have spaces. Get signed up.
Yeah, Dan, we can give you a different last name too. Come on aboard.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, AAA hasn't gone off into the distance. Paul Burgess and Stuart Dick are still there.
Yeah, most definitely. Little bit of a gap, not a great deal, but a little bit of a gap back to Tyler and Jamie. So Martin Brennan's got on the back of Roger Morton.
Looks like, yeah, Mark.
Ooh. Hang on to it. Okay. Brennan and Stacy are very familiar with this track. Stacy has something to do with it. I forget what she does here. We were writing back and forth the other day. She's connected with like the driving or the daddy daycare that they have there where guys bring out their cars on track days and stuff.
No, she's a stripper.
Come on.
No, she is, honestly.
What?
I've got pictures.
Well, Martin finished that pass. Rogers behind him at the moment.
Yeah, to be fair to Martin, he's come a long way in a short time.
He has.
He's had his fair share of bad luck.
Yeah, but you know, he's going through the learning curve that everybody goes through.
There's battle for GT4 lead is still going on, and just Watson's partner have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved, and the 2 BSTV Sport cars as well, as a couple of the TCRs are in as well.
Okay, X-Man is in the pits.
Yep, now it gets interesting.
Somebody else just ducking in there. I didn't see who it was. There's another one.
Jeremy Jeffrey, Andy Perks, Rob Venn are in. Leader is in TCR.
Yep, X-Man's in. That's right.
I wonder if Tyler's maybe just hanging back there in that league pack and just maybe just doing some fuel saving.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him.
Here comes Gary Craig, I believe, into the pits. Oh, to get busy now. They'll all see him in there. I think that was him. Pretty sure.
You know it.
Yep, and AAA and Stuart Dick have come in. Are coming in, sorry. I think I see Carl Hardy in there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Safety car.
So that puts Paul Burgess back out in the lead, and he's going to be going like gangbusters. Tyler's still out behind Paul.
Yeah, safety car is out.
So I wonder if you'll see some people dive into the pits now instead of trying to stay out as long as possible, the ones that are still out on track.
Okay, we got a safety car going. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Paul and who's that behind? If Paul and Tyler dive into the pits now, just to try and not lose too much time.
Oh, safety car nearly lost it. Safety car has lost it. I love this safety car. Right, now I'm going to win.
He's so far behind now, I thought he was in first place. Look, here's an instant replay.
Oh, that is so funny. I'm trying not to laugh because I've got stitches in my mouth.
I do it every time. But I'm away again.
Just watching the replay now.
I'm trying to take shortcuts to catch up.
Ooh, you had it up on 2 wheels too. Wow. He almost nailed Xavier in the door.
Clyde came so close to taking out a couple of GT4 cars as well. That would have been a bit of an awkward moment.
Ooh, look at him go. He's on the front straight now. Ooh. Of course, nobody knows where the safety car is at the moment. Here he comes. Whoa! Through cops at 300 miles an hour. Uh-oh. Okay, he's back on. That's funny.
Watching Clyde drive that safety car is like watching someone trying to, basically drive down a supermarket alley.
Do you even know who you have to pick up? Clyde.
Oh, he's muted.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I think Xavier Mamutzer Clyde is going.
Whoa!
This is the worst safety car ever. Clyde, this is supposed to be a serious league.
Oh,
Avoid.
I want to be all Gordon Ramsay and Ross Clyde so bad, but I don't think swearing would be wise on the broadcast. I mean, come on, Clyde, get your know what together. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Xavier Ramuccia was happy about that safety car. I don't know if it's because the safety car's out or just the driver behind the wheel.
Okay, he's waving by some of the people. Who's he supposed to have, Tyler?
I think so. I'd like to see.
It shows Tyler, AAA, and Jamie Jeffrey. I don't know if that's right or not for GT4.
Yeah, according to the standings, it says that Tyler is the leader, so I think actually I think it's Paul Burgess.
Wow, we are spread out all over the place here. Wow. Okay, safety car's coming up on. Should be coming up on. Who's that? Paul? Oh, Paul Burgess is in first place. Okay, he should be catching him.
Yep, Paul Burgess, Tyler Nutt, and then AAA.
Okay, he's got Paul Burgess now. All the TCRs have to go by.
And yeah, just going a bit off topic as well. I think.
Okay, and it looks like he's got Tyler now. Okay, it's working out.
Yeah, I apologise for going off topic.
Whoa!
I think Sam.
Almost a crash just then. Woof.
I think you need to submit that moment, Sam, for the iRacing highlights.
I know, he damn near hit the safety car. Yeah, that messes it up. That shows Jamie Jeffrey in first place now.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, Jamie shouldn't have overtaken the pace car. Jamie should be a lot further back, so we may need to black flag him.
Oh, I still can't stop laughing at that moment from Clyde. I think we need to submit that for the iRacing highlights video when they do that top 10 highlights thing.
You guys ever driven that Jetta at all?
I have.
Yeah, sounds like an antelope in heat or something. That's the funniest sounding car.
I used to race that Jetta in ages
Oh, did you?
In the production official.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I like the car. It's just a shame I suck in front wheel drive cars.
Yeah, front wheel drive's tough.
Yeah, Jamie, I think I'm a bit confused by why he overtook.
I don't know. Who's the leader in TCR? Tom Stanley's the leader. Wow.
Yeah, Jamie's overtaking him.
Well, I don't know what position he's in. I have no idea. I guess he's going to be at the back now. Where the heck's he going?
I think someone forgot to read the rules.
Yep, looks like someone forgot to read the rules. Naughty boy.
I don't know what's going on. I wish I could tell somebody something on the broadcast here, but I have no clue. I mean, it looks like everybody's out of position. I mean, the TCRs are in three or four different places on the track right now.
Yeah, I have to say, just looking at this livery from Stefan, I have to say that's one of my favourite liveries in GT4. Just that metallic effect looks awesome.
Jamie Jeffrey's coming in the pits now.
Yeah, he has been black flag for 120 seconds by myself.
Good man.
I do hope it's gonna be enough. If it's not, gonna have 60 seconds more, just to make sure everyone.
What'd you give him? 2 minutes?
2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
We still have a few TCR trying to catch up the safety car. We've got the 4 last people on track.
Now on that track image on the right of the broadcast, there's a guy got red around him. What the heck does that mean?
Oh, that's the car on track that we're looking at.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Pete's on the broadcast, and
I got you. Okay, I got you. Okay.
That was the same when I first saw it before. So.
And it looks like we got a GT4 mixed up with those guys too. What the heck is that? 7. Yeah, it can't be. Well, they're in one group now. I don't know if they're correct or not, but.
Yeah, hopefully, as it looks like safety cars in the laps, and hopefully the safety car driver doesn't screw up trying to enter the purple. And yeah, Clive will probably punch me in the face for saying that, but anyway. Like safety cars coming in at the end of this lap, and or just about to come into the pit lane, and Paul Burgess is bunching the whole field up, and it looks like we'll be underway in a few seconds, or back underway in a few seconds' time. As Paul's
safety car's in. Yep.
Yep.
All right, Paul Burgess takes off with Tyler Newitt right behind him. And who's in third? TCRs, whoa!
Holy moly!
Wow, you got that right.
Oh, they're going 3 wide, just about to go 4 wide.
Wow.
Whoa! Like, oh!
Whoa! Little hip check there.
Oh!
Whoa!
What was that?
Yeah, 3 wide. We got a little tight with each other there. Mark Aaron's doing a little cross country.
That was a bit. Yeah, that was I don't think that was on going 3 wide. That was never going to work.
Xavier looks like he's going. He's back up to speed again.
Up the inside of one of the result cars.
Yeah, that's Carl Hardy. Yep, Carl Hardy. Behind him is David Evers. Haven't seen much of him today. He's kind of been toward the back. Maybe the safety car helped him out here. Let's hope so.
Yeah, he seems to be like that in most races, David. He seems to be not up at the front, but he's not. He kind of just keeps quiet and just tries to keep out of trouble. And yeah, back up at the front in GT4 as well. We've got the battle for the lead going on between Paul Burgess and Tyler, and further back in the pack we've got Jeffrey, who got pretty much handed a penalty for overtaking the whole field, but that's his first race in the series, so we'll let him off.
Yeah.
I must say the penalty was just well done because he's back right
Yes,
in
it
the
was.
field.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Kudos to Ben. Kudos to Sam, not Ben. Sam. Ben. Where the hell's that going? Sam Boozin. Sounds like our stunt driver's back in the booth again.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have to deafen you and mute you when that safety car's going on because the drivers are telling me what's going on and who to let by, and while you two are talking, I can't hear them.
No, that's okay.
I have to go a bit silent.
No, that's all right. We had a laugh. We liked your Joey Chitwood thrill show going around out there.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
That's pretty interesting. Whoa, that was close. Martin was smart. He got out of that one because he could have had and he's trying to take advantage of Mark Heron going wide there.
Scott Malcolm's under attack. And
Wow, he kind of drifted out wide there a little bit for a second. Who was that behind him? Is that... oh, that's Ashley Gaffale. Gravel. Yeah. Well, the safety car certainly hasn't helped X-Man and some of the people in the middle of the pack.
Like
Chris Shaw and Tom Stanley.
Yeah, Chris Shaw was a bit wild out there.
It looks like they've got Timofeo just coming up behind them as well, and still got this 4-car battle for the GT4 going on, and it looks like Tyler's left the gap open just slightly, but he manages to keep up.
Wow. AAA was looking. We haven't had any runaways in GT4 tonight, that's for sure.
Excuse me, it's been pretty much close for the whole race in GT4, and I thought it was just going to be a 2-car battle between AAA and Paul Burgess, but Tyler Lewitt and Stuart Dirk have managed to get themselves in amongst the action.
And I'm looking back from them a little bit, Ryan, and I can see Andy Perks back there too, which is nice to see.
Yeah, Andy's having a good race. He's not been up at the front, but he's just kept out of trouble and just been doing his own thing and up there in the top 5.
Yep, he's got him in sight for sure. He's not that far off. Whoa, Mark Heron, where are you going?
Mark Heron, where are you going? That's not. I thought you'd go for a bit of rallycross.
And David Evers and Carl Hardy having one of their little battles. They battle in the office and they battle on the track. Pretty interesting.
It looks like I think that pit stop by Tyler, they maybe pitting early might have just under the safety car might have been the correct choice because he's managed to jump a couple of cars as well.
Yeah, he has.
Because it looks like Tyler's got the run on Paul, but it looks like Tyler's having to defend from AAA.
AAA is...
Tyler's plan was to take left side tyres.
Whoa. Tyler's driving the wheels off it right now. Look at him hang in there.
Yeah, AAA's got it done though, hasn't he, with the grunt of the BMW?
Yeah. Jamie Jeffrey just ahead of the TCR battle for the lead.
Tom Stanley's got the lead into turn, holds on to the lead into turn 1, but Yeah, Chris Shaw doing what he usually does, not having a great qualifying, but manages to turn it up in the race and again
For sure.
to challenge him for the win again.
I told you he uses the first half of the race as practice.
Yeah, it seems that way. And lingering in the back in third place there is Gary Craig with Scott Malcolm right behind him and X-Man Xavier Mamucha.
Yeah, Xavier wasn't really happy under the safety car because he whoa
hang on, oh no,
that was
Xavier into the guardrail hard.
Oh, he's getting
wasn't happy about that one.
Yeah, he's doing that German thing where they get angry and shout.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Xavier. That wasn't a real cool move.
I think
Scott Malcolm too, wasn't it?
Scott defends to the inside and Scott moves a little bit. That was just...
I don't know. I don't think he did that on purpose.
I don't like to force and blame, but I think if I was in race control, that would just be put down as a race incident.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sadly, that's too bad.
Yeah, the two result cars are going at it as well. Mark Herring in the background, and also got Scott Malcolm, and a bit of a pack forming here and towards the end of the race.
So Stefan's in the pits again.
Well, let's see, we're what, 47 in. Maybe he's taking his last pop and going from here, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be a two-stopper, though, should it, really?
Well, it depends on how much that safety car helped them.
True. And it is kind of a shorter track, so... Of course, it depends on throttle, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, he went in the pit pretty early to make the undercut of all the people, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Two losers in TCR are still going at it, and I think that'll pretty much go to the end, until the end of the race. But Chris Shaw, I think they've got a bit of a gap behind them. Well, not too much of a big gap, but I think just.
Whoa! Who was that?
Oh, who was that? That was Stuart Dick.
Oh goodness! How the heck did that happen?
I'm sure we'll find out.
It almost looked like he must have got hit by somebody, but I don't think anybody was behind him. Maybe.
I'm wondering if Stuart ran a little bit wide and just caught that bit of the.
He might have. Yeah, he might have.
As it's a bit slippery on the exit there.
Okay, here we go. Replay of. Oh yeah, yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. Good catch, Ryan. That's exactly what he did. He didn't hit real hard, fortunately.
Yeah, it was just a slight nudge against the wall, but nothing major.
Might help his arrow, you never know.
Yeah. Is it?
Whoa!
Oh, Tyler, that was a bit naughty.
That was a send.
That was a, how can you say, a Daniel Ricciardo send.
Looks like Tyler's waiting for him or
Tyler
trying
is
to.
waiting for him, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Tyler meant that or not. Might have just got caught out slightly.
Well, I think he made a hell of a move on who was it, AAA, and
Yeah, I'd like to see that move from the start.
Yeah, Tyler looks like he gets
Here
a
we
runner
go.
truck away, and I
Here we
think
go.
gets a runner truck away, goes for the move up the inside, and
Yeah.
just
he probably didn't expect Paul Burgess to come down so quickly there.
It's one of them moves, isn't it, where you do the move and you're like, yeah, I've got this, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Steph is coming back through.
Okay, and he's let Paul Burgess by. I noticed Tyler's dropped down to fifth. Paul Burgess is in fourth.
And that incident as well, that's allowed Rob Venn up into the podium.
Yep, and Andy Perks in second.
keep telling you, Rob is a stealth driver.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I was about to say that about Rob as well. That's what impresses me about him. He might not be the quickest, but he's got good racecraft, and he's a patient driver.
You don't see him quit either.
And he can drive the widest car in the world. You sit behind him and try and get past him. It's a nightmare. And I've just realised I've got no chocolate left. That's not good.
I thought you were going to say.
Oh, that's David Ayres off.
Let's see what happened with
He's
David.
got. Which one? There's David. He got Martin.
Fight wheels. Oh, he got hit by his teammate. Who was that? Joe?
I think Martin hit Joe, who hit David.
Oh, okay.
Chris Shaw's trying to get by Tom Stanley, and these guys have pretty much decided it's gloves off now.
Yeah, 8 minutes to go.
Right.
And Andy Perks is going for the move up the inside of Rob Venn for second. Or Rob Venn's trying to make a move on Andy Perks, but can't get it done. So you have to say though, I've been impressed by Rob. He's just came from nowhere and challenging for a podium or even the second place.
Oh, here we are, side by each.
These two are going at it till the end. I think Ashley Gravel is right on the back of Gary Craig as well.
Oh,
Stefan and Tyler.
Oh, it's that TCR.
No, it's not Tyler, sorry, it's Scott Malcolm.
Scott Malcolm. Oh, Scott.
Scott, this is not a bumper cars.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what happened at the start of that incident.
Yeah, I think it looked like Stefan got by Scott, and then Scott basically, I think, might have just got the better run, just might have got caught out slightly.
Yeah, Ashley Gravel's coming toward Gary Craig. Gary Craig looks like he applied the brake. Let him by, I guess, huh?
Well, again, Gary's a sensible driver. Gary will he's a point hoarder. He will just, make sure he gets good points in every race.
And who do we have here? We got Paul Burgess and Tyler Newitt.
Tyler again.
Yep,
full send Newitt.
Going for fourth place.
Although knowing Tyler, he will feel really bad about that move.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about this league as well. If someone takes or spins someone out by accident, they'll wait up and give the position back. It's good respectful racing and good sportsmanship.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's been something that's been a big part of this league right from the start. So, and the drivers police it themselves. And yeah, it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, they take responsibility for their actions. Whoa, who's that off? Lee Bowden. Uh-oh. What happened, Lee? Let's take a look. No, let me see. Who's this? Is that Matthew? Martin Brennan?
Inside.
Yeah, he just went straight off.
Was that a technical failure?
It could be. Looked like it kind of, didn't it? I mean, he never even turned.
Don't know if any one of our 17,000 Bowdens that we've got on the broadcast can let us know what happened.
Andy Perks went wide. Rob Venn's trying to charge back. Oh, look at him.
Ben wants that second place, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've been really, like I said, I've been impressed by Rob. He's just been doing his own thing and up in the top three. And Andy Perks is doing a good job defending. He's defending fairly, but not doing anything too erratic.
We may or may not have seen it, but Chris Shaw is past Tom Stanley.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, both Andy and Rob are putting on a good performance today.
And just watching Rob as well, he sort of reminds me of when it comes to getting points. I know you mentioned that Clyde he's using that Alan Prost effect, just collecting the points.
Yeah, and he's got past Ashley Gravel again. Gary
Yes,
Craig.
he has. Gary has. Yep.
And Rob Venn has just made a move on Andy
Look
Perk.
at that. Wow. Going a little wide. Looks like he's okay.
Looks like Andy's got the run, but yeah, it's just a matter of if he can get a move or try and make a move on the inside. He's got the run, but I don't think he
I
won't
see
be
what
in
you mean
control.
about Robbie. So like center right,
Yeah.
kind of staying in Andy's way
Yeah.
there. Yep.
Yeah, it's just, you know, if you're the car behind, he manages to put the car in that place that you don't want him to be.
There's Carl Hardy and Mark Heron fighting for 5th place in TCR. Carl Hardy's been in the action all day long.
Yeah, Tyler and Paul still going at it. We've got just over 3 minutes left.
So we got 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 laps left. I don't know.
All right, come on, Rob. You can get AAA as well.
He's got a 5-second lead unless he breaks his leg or something. I think. Well, you're never home free till the checker flag drops for sure.
Yeah, Gary's still under pressure from Ashley, so it's this battle's not over by any means, and I think they've got about 2 laps remaining, I believe.
And who's this? Princess Pete? No, no. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I
That's
think
Jamie
Paul-
Jeffries and Tim
Yeah.
Oreo. Yep.
Yeah, we've not seen a lot of Pete, have we?
Oh,
Whoa, let's rub together a little bit. Okay.
bit of argy-bargy.
Wow. Yeah, they just give each other room. So where is our leader? I think we're going to get... The leader's just started the penultimate lap, I believe.
Here he comes. Yep, coming to the start finish now. And Mark Heron and
Yeah,
Carl Hardy are
Hardy.
side by side.
Good move there by Carl.
That was excellent.
Ooh.
Whoa! Yeah, I'm glad Mark backed out of that one. That could have been nasty.
What's going on here?
I don't know. Is something happened to Tyler?
Paul Burgess.
Oh, Tyler's done him again. I think Tyler is definitely off of Paul's Christmas card list.
And Tyler, I think, pulled the plug, I think.
Yeah, I think he did. And I think this is the last lap as well.
Rob Venn, and it looks like they've got a TCR coming out as well. And Rob Venn tries to use that TCR to try and block off Andy. But yeah, Mark Heron and Carl Hardy are still going at it for. Oh, his car's wide.
Oh, where's Carl?
Oh, Carl.
There's no pies over there, fella.
Yeah, Carl. Pie stall's not over there.
Oh, that's a shame. Jeez. He says, I'm going to take a shortcut. Okay.
It is AAA coming round the last. Well, there's a kink, and that's it.
Yep, here he comes.
Here he comes. Another win for AAA.
Looks like 2 in a row for AAA. Well done, mate.
Rob Venn comes home second, and Andy Perks in third in your GT4 class.
Nice drive by those 2 guys. Wow. Excellent.
And here is our TCR leader, Chris Shaw. He's going to take the win.
Nice job, Chris Shaw. Tom Stanley in the big points finish in second place.
Yeah, with Gary Craig coming home third.
Another podium for Gary. Good job.
Martin Brennan up there in 8th in TCR.
Yeah, he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. Oh boy.
I think he might be able to just make it though.
Might just make it, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get there. Could be sputtering a little bit too, maybe. Well done. Here comes Carl Hardy.
Yeah, so Martin was out of fuel. That was confirmed by Stacey. So
Stacey.
Carl Hardy will be our last finisher.
Stacey, you need to get Martin to change his color of his gloves to yellow. He's got red in there.
I heard that pink's a good colour and it gives you good luck.
Yep.
Real man drives in pink.
Just ask Clyde, he knows.
Or just ask Pete.
Well, here we go. This looks like the official results. Abdel El Amri finishes in first, second time in a row for Asymmetric GT4. Rob Ben, excellent drive from our BSTV Esports Orange in second. Another excellent drive, Andy Perks, Privateer. Fourth was Stuart Dick, Asymmetric GT4. Fifth, Paul Burgess, ninth, Light Racing. Jamie Jeffrey in sixth, CCR. Seventh, Tim Oreo, Privateer. Eighth, Stefan Goebel, had a little rough luck near the end, BTS Germany. And ninth, Tyler Newitt, pulled the plug, BSTV Esports, yellow.
And taking the win in TCR was Chris Shaw for Ascari Autosport, with Tom Stanley in second for Asymmetric TCR, with Gary Craig rounding out the podium in third for BSTV Esports Green, with Mark Heron in fourth for Asymmetric TCR. Pete Bingham rounded out the top five for BSTV Esports Green, as it looks like Sam's coughing up a lung in the background. Ashley Jafal finishing in sixth for IMSA Motorsport. Seventh was Martin Brennan, who's a privateer. Carl Hardy finishes in eighth for Result Clothing. Ninth is Joe McDonald for Safeguard by Result. And Scott Malcolm rounded out the top 10 for BSTV Esports Yell, with Roger Morton in 11th for Safeguard by Result. David Ayres in 12th for Result Clothing. Lee Bowden retired from the race in 13th, and Xavier Mimicha also retired in 14th.
Excellent. So we've got plenty of people waiting for an interview. So I'm going to start with the TCRs tonight, and I'm going to bring in second place Tom Stanley. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, wasn't expecting so quick. I was having a nice conversation over Gary.
That's why we got you.
Damn it.
So, your old nemesis, Chris Shaw, the back end of that race was an absolutely fantastic battle between you two.
It was. I enjoyed it very much. It's just a shame I couldn't quite just get him on the end, and then once he's got in front, I just couldn't hold on.
And what about the pre-safety car? Ashley had some fantastic pace. Xavier had some fantastic pace. Did you know you would be up there at the end? As in, were you employing some sort of secret tactic, or was you just wowed at their pace and couldn't do anything about it?
To be honest, them being in front of me helped me a lot save the fuel, because when they come in 3-4 laps early and thinking, well, they have to come in for another stop, I was planning to do a one stop regardless if there was a safety car or not. I just had the fuel mileage to do the one stop. So their pace didn't concern me as much. When they got by me, I thought, okay, you're helping me a lot here. Just battle and keep yourself occupied.
Okay, so again, second half of the race, you and Chris, you two are so evenly matched, and whenever we see you two, it doesn't have to be in first or second, it can be anywhere in that TCR field. We have absolutely no idea which one of you is going to beat the other one until you cross the finishing line. It must be great to be able to have somebody with such similar pace to you that you're going to get a battle with every week.
I enjoy racing with Chris, and it looks like Chris has joined the waiting room as well.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's just a fantastic racer. We both know what we both do, and that's why I think we try to give everyone a show, because we know what the other one does.
Yeah, exactly, and I think there's a lot of trust between you two as well, because we see you, an inch apart, front to back. We see you door to door, and there's a lot of, let's say, trust and respect between the pair of you, or that's what it looks like to us when you're racing.
Yeah, racing with last season TCR, you saw, and of course you know how close the battle was to the final race in points wise was, but yeah, we always seem to be together, and we always seem to produce great racing. I enjoy the racing with him. If we are racing hard and there is a mistake, I know it's not intentional, because we have shown time and time again how clean we can be and how aggressive we can be at the same time.
Yeah, most definitely, and I'm sure that battle is going to go on throughout the season. So any shout outs you'd like to give, Tom, before we let you go?
Again, just shout out to Chris for just being awesome racing as well. Well done to Mark for getting fourth place. It was a really good comeback up the issue he had under the safety car restart. And to the rest of the team, thank you. And thank you to the guys doing the commentary. And thank you, Clive, for being an okay safety car driver.
Any mistake that you spotted, I do on purpose, just to give the broadcasters something to talk about. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, Tom. I know we don't get to talk to you very often, but it's always a pleasure when you're in, and congratulations on your second place.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Okay, so Tom Stanley there, and as he quite rightly pointed out, Ryan, I am going to hand over to you, Mr. Chris Shaw, our TCR winner.
Yeah, Chris Shaw, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race between you and Tom Stanley for the win in TCR, and how was that battle from your perspective?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I had to save a little bit of fuel at the start, so I didn't want to go too early. But then I didn't want to leave it too late, because it's pretty hard to overtake around there.
Yeah, talking about that as well, what was the strategy heading into the race? Was it kind of just do some fuel saving for the pit stop, or was it just basically just go flat out and try and take the lead as quickly as possible? What was the plan?
Well, I came into it with the plan of fuel saving for the first half, hoping I made half distance, and then not pitting again. And then if I didn't make half distance, then I was just going to go flat out to the second half, knowing I had to pit again. But then a safety car helped with that, so didn't have to worry about it.
And talking about the safety car as well, it seemed to shake up the order a little bit. But once we got going again, we saw that battle between you and Tom. And after winning that race, what's the plan for the rest of the season? Is it just take it race by race still, or is it is a championship on your mind?
No, just race by race at the moment. That's all you can do. The moment you start planning ahead, you're just going to confuse yourself. So anything can happen. So race by race, and then when it gets a bit closer to the end, we'll see where we are.
And heading into, I think the next track next week is Twin Ring Motegi. Is that a track you've raced around in the TCR? And if so, what's your impressions of that track?
I don't even own it yet, so
Ah.
I'll let you know.
Good stuff. Well,
Good stuff.
congratulations again on the win, Chris. And
Thank you.
before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just you guys obviously for hosting this. Still really good season so far. Ascari Autosport for always helping with setups and stuff. And yeah, Tom for being a very sporting driver and leading room.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, Chris, and we'll look forward to seeing you on track at Wotegi next week.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Chris.
Cheers, man.
Okay, so that was our TCR winner. So let's round out our TCR podium. And the man who seems to come third quite a lot, Gary Craig, welcome to the booth.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
I hope you didn't fall asleep during that one. Jesus. It was a snooze fest, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. You certainly provided a bit of excitement at the end there with your battle with Mark Heron. No, sorry.
It was battling with Ash.
Battling with Ash. Sorry, yes. We see Ash get you at one point. It looked a little bit like either you let him go and was settling for some big points, or he was extremely brave on the brakes. And then we looked again, and you got back past him.
So that was it was a battle, but it was a battle to see who could save the most fuel. I let him by to try and save fuel in his draft, and I think he twigged on what I'd done, and he let me back. but I made the first stop. The tank go one lap longer, so I knew that I was probably going to be okay for battling him, which would prove to be the case. He had to pit on the last lap there, and my tank ran out on the line. It sputtered on the line, so I just made it. But fair play to Tom and Chris. I just said to them in the interview waiting room there, how they made that tank go another lap, and I think Tom said he could have gone an extra one, is beyond me. That's crazy, the pace they had with the amount of fuel they said, so fair play to them too.
And I'm going to ask Pete this when we get him in, but you and Pete always use the same fuel strategy, but we see Pete come in earlier than you. Was there any reason behind that you know of?
Pete decided to come in early, I think. We knew that without a safety car, it would be about 66 litres total, so he'd need to take like a 30 litre full tank plus 6. So he came in a bit early on the premise that he would take 20 at the first and I think 15 later on, 16 later on. But obviously, he'd just been in and pitted and had a full tank when the safety car came out, so he managed to get to the end, took a splash in the safety car which topped him up, and he just got to the end on that full tank, so fair play to him, it worked for him.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Good finish.
So
and no, that was him winging it on his own, doing his own strategy.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? The only trouble is he'll try that again next week and it'll go horribly wrong, but talking about next week, Twin Ring Motegi. I always struggle to say that. That's a strange track. Can be very slippery depending on the conditions. Can you keep this podium run going?
Surprised I've 4 in a row now. I'm definitely not the third fastest car, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll try and keep it going. It's one of those tracks that's got big long straights, and I think draft's going to have a big impact. There's 3 main straights. I think there's 3 different pit boxes, so I have to try and get the right one of those when we pit as well. But it's an interesting track, but I probably haven't drove it since 2014, so I'll have to learn that all over again.
Yeah, pitting will be interesting with Pete, won't it? We know what he's like for going in the wrong pit lane. I suppose the only downside of you getting another podium is it's your main protagonists that have finished in front of you again. It would be nice to, I'm not saying one of them to have an accident, but for you to get a bit more of a benefit from this great run that you're on.
Let's be honest, the 2 of them are way faster than me, and the battle has always been for third place, whether it's between, I know we said at the end of last season, Carl, David, Mark, and now we've got Ash, Xavier's quick, and Lee as well. Any of us plus the rest of the field, we're all so close, can all be in it for the fight, and I've just been in the right place at the right time, I think, getting things going my way sometimes. But anyone of us could be there or thereabouts. It's all for the battle for third, I think. The two guys in front just do such a good job that it's realistically not a target.
Yeah, although you played it down a little bit there. To be fair to you, tactically, you do seem to nail it week in, week out. So, and that is a big part of this league with the small, miserly amount of fuel that we give you. So, I'm not taking anything away from your driving, but tactically. Apart from the front two, you seem to have the rest of the field beat.
I wouldn't say beat. It's very close. You saw the top 7 in qualifying was split by 2/10. It's super close. It's, I've been getting the strategy right, and I'm quite pleased for that because I've planned it. I've not just looked into it, but it's it's anyone's to play for. It's a great league. It's a great close battle for everyone, and it's been a good fun race tonight as well.
Okay, so any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, quick apology to Xavier for turning him at the start, but in my defence, he did make it 4 wide, and I had already backed out and given this corner, so it's one of those things. It's a racing incident, and whatever, these things happen. But apologies to him for ruining that race. Other than that, just you guys for the broadcast as ever. The Welding at the T, Welding for Rob on his podium in GT4, and yeah, thanks everyone else for watching.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure to speak to you after the race. Congratulations on your 3rd place in TCR, Gary Craig.
Yes, good night.
Okay, right. I think we should. Bill, do you fancy interviewing AAA? Bill's obviously having a nana nap. So let's get in our GT4 winner and the man we always enjoy talking to, Abdul Al Amri. Welcome to the booth.
Evening. Hi, Clyde.
Good evening. So let's go back to the start of the race. Fantastic qualifying from Paul Burgess. And we see you lap after lap after lap putting pressure on him. And then you finally got past him. I think I mentioned in commentary that I half expected you to pull away, but Paul just stayed with you and kept putting the pressure on you.
Yeah, I was doing the same mistake I did at Long Beach, but I'm a racer. I wanted to race. And I knew Paul was fuel saving, Stuart, Tyler, they were all fuel saving. I was like, I'm going to run away from these guys. It did not happen. Paul was on it. His pole lap. I mean, the guy had the win, but unfortunate for that incident. Yeah, it was a stressful race with Tyler. I knew his plan with the fuel saving, but I was racing Paul at the time, so I was just focusing on trying to run away from him.
So from your point of view, there was no fuel saving. You was just going to go flat out and see what happened in the end.
Oh yes,
yeah, that's always good to hear. Then the second half of the race, after the safety car, you found yourself with a bit of a lead. Obviously, Paul and Tyler came together. And then, no disrespect to these guys, but you're looking on your relative. You've got Andy Perks in second and Rob Venn in third. Is it at that point that you have a talk to yourself and say, "Come on, mate, no mistakes. This win's in the bag"?
Yeah, I just backed off a bit after the incident between Paul and Tyler, and just to bring the car home. And then just I think after within a few laps, or when was it? I can't remember exactly what lap, but Stewart made a mistake and he hit the wall.
Yeah, that was all on his own. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, let me just bring the car home without any pressure.
Yeah, Stuart's just said on the chat that you can't save fuel because you crash.
Yeah, I'm not a good fuel saver.
But that's 2 wins on the trot. Top of the leaderboard, stretching your lead. Any thoughts on winning this championship yet, or are you still taking it race by race?
It's race by race. I'm still nervous.
Drivers love that question, don't they?
Well, I've just had the breaking news that Tyler's bought the BMW, so it's not over yet. The race is on, so I'll just take race by race. I'm enjoying the car, and the mix with between the Porsche and the BMW. Sometimes there are some places the Porsche works. It's just race by race, to be honest, Clyde.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't read the chat because Stuart's trying dirty tactics on you now. Any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Oh yeah, my biggest shout out today is whatever the safety car driver is smoking. I need some of that.
I did it on purpose. Just to give you a giggle.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was awesome. A good one, Abdul. I like that.
That was like, this is easy. This is easy. Oh, shit. But, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I mean, thanks.
I didn't hear anybody.
Rob and Andy for the second and third place. Awesome results for them.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again on your win. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Our very own AAA, Abdul Al Amri, winner of the GT4 class.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so next up, Ryan, do you want our second place finisher in GT4, Rob Venn?
Hello. Yeah, let's go for it. Welcome to the booth, Rob Venn. I have to say, first off, congratulations on second place. That was a great drive by you and a fantastic battle between you and Andy in the closing stages. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was pretty tight at the end. I mean, it's sort of a very funny race. It was definitely sort of had two different halves to it, either side of the safety car. So the first half, I sort of didn't really have that much pace, and I was sort of playing around with sort of Tim and Stefan. Then the safety car came out and I sort of caught the pack up again. And then, I was sort of battling with Andy. And then Tyler and Paul had their coming together. And then we were fighting for sort of second. It was good. But I mean, I must admit, I think I was sort of lucky that Paul and Tyler tripped over themselves the second time. So I got a funny feeling Paul would have caught us both, definitely. And I think Tyler probably would have been on his bumper. But it was a really good race. It was really fun at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you say you're lucky, but I mean, it's I've noticed that a few times this season that you're not always the quickest or at the front as much. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but it's when you keep out of trouble, you're always consistent in picking up the points, and you kept out of trouble today to pick up a podium today, which was well deserved. And looking ahead to the rest of the season, you're currently, or you were 6 heading into tonight. What's the plan or the aim for the rest of the season? Is it maybe try and go for a top 4, or is it just basically take it race by race for the rest of the season and just see whatever happens?
Yeah, it's take it race by race, and I sort of found like this week I struggled with Silverstone. We'll see how. Yeah, the sort of tracks that are coming up and that type of thing. I quite like Zolder and stuff like that, so that may be quite good. And then we got Bathurst at the end, which might be quite good for the Porsche across the top of the mountain. But it's just take every race as it comes, because it just is what it is. Because I mean, this is a strong championship and that type of thing, and almost you got to sort of make sure you're ready for the opportunity to come up.
I'm looking ahead to Twin Ring Multegi next week. Is it a track that you've raced before the GT4, or is it will this be your first time?
First time in the GT4. I think I've raced it in something else before. But I mean, I don't think it's going to be much of a Porsche track because of the first sector really. There's two quite long straights, isn't there? And there's quite a lot of fast corners, I think, in the second sector as well. So I think it's going to be a BMW track. But we'll see how it goes, because I mean, you've always got the jeopardy of the safety car coming out and that type of thing. So and race instances and stuff like that, and it's almost just take it as it comes, isn't it?
Indeed. And before we let you go, Rob, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Sacred Coffee, and then EDF Motorsport for sponsoring the championship, and you guys for putting on the stream and stuff like that, and organising the race events, and all the other drivers for sort of putting on a good show.
Great to hear. Well, again, congratulations on second place, Rob, and we'll look forward to seeing you on track at Twine Mortegan next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Rob Venn, second place in TCR, and fully trained team driver, mentioning all the sponsors there, which is always good. So we haven't got Andy Perks in the chat. I don't know if we've ever spoken to Andy, if I'm honest. So we shall bring in, I believe he finished 5th in GT4. Paul Burgess, welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, Paul, you had absolutely fantastic pace. Abdul has already mentioned it in the interview we had with him. And then you was done by Full Send Newitt.
Indeed. As I said, I think I need to take those magnets off my car, don't I? It seems to be attracting people at the moment.
I think, well, there's no excuse for Tyler, but knowing Tyler, he will be deeply upset with that. He's not a malicious driver, but it certainly ruined what could have been a fantastic day for you.
Yeah, indeed. But it's racing at the end of the day, as you say. I know Tyler as a driver, and I know it's not malicious in any way whatsoever. It's just unfortunate that I just keep seeming to be on the end of Tyler's mistakes. So but I mean, bit gutted, obviously, because the win was there for me today. But I'm glad that I could show that I had the pace. I got pole. I had the right strategy. Everything was coming together. So it's like, I can take away from it that I know I've got the pace, and I know that I've got the strategy, and I know that I can do it. So I just need to do it at another race later in the season, and it'll come together and stay there eventually. So
yeah, I fully agree, mate. I think with a bit more good luck rather than bad luck on your side, we know that there's race wins coming from you. You know there's race wins coming from you, and at some point it will happen. Interesting you said about tactics there. What sort of tactics did you go into this, knowing that there was a possibility of fuel saving and a one stopper, but possibly the splash and dash was quicker? What was you looking at from the start of the race?
definitely fuel saving. I mean, the pace at the start of the race was slow. I was deliberately off the throttle way early into all the bends. I think I would have managed 31 laps, and Tyler was telling me he would have managed 32 laps at the start, which was about 4 or 5 laps longer than you would have gone if you were full throttle. So when we saw the asymmetric guys go to the pits, I knew that they'd have to be heavily fuel saving. So if there wasn't a safety car, they were out of it, and it was just between me and Tyler. So yeah, I mean, safety car obviously brought them back into it, but as I said to Tyler, to be honest, even though it sort of ruined my strategy, I was glad, because I then didn't have to worry about fuel saving or anything for the rest of the race. I could just go for it. But yeah, definitely I did quite a bit before the racing, looking and figuring out what was possible in terms of fuel saving and whether we could turn it into the one stopper or not.
So that's become obviously a big part of this league now, hasn't it? And interesting to hear you say that, you know, you do actually put a lot of time and effort into working out what the best way or the quickest way to finish a race is on fuel. When do you, just for our viewers, when do you do that? Are you doing that as soon as you start practicing, or are you learning the fastest lines around the track and then you do your fuel strategy from that? How do you actually work that in the team?
You got to learn to drive the track first. That's always the thing. Get the track to a point where you are happy with your pace and you're doing fast, because you can't really work out fuel saving and how much time it's going to cost you until you know what time you can do. So yeah, basically learn the track, looking at the telemetry, seeing what the fuel usage is and how long that's going to last me, and then if it's obviously close to the one stopper, then I figure out how much I need to do the one stopper, drive around targeting that, testing the fuel saving, and as long as it's not losing too much time. I mean, around here I was fairly certain as long as it was close, fuel saving is going to be quicker because it's a draft race, so you don't lose much time at all if you're fuel saving in the draft. But yeah, when I was out front, I could control the pace as well, so either way it worked. But yeah, I was fairly certain going into the race it was just going to be fuel saving.
And obviously, we was missing your teammate Yaz tonight. But what do you do as a team? Do you both use the same tactic, or is there any sort of difference in the tactics that you use?
Yeah, generally we do. Yaz always tells me it's going to be a fuel saving race every single week, and then I dismiss it immediately. And then sometimes he's right, and sometimes he's wrong. So eventually we come to a consensus on it. But yeah, we're always looking at it and thinking about it.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to say congratulations on your fifth place. I know there's a win coming. It's not going to be too far away. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, I just wanted to say, from Yaz's perspective, it's lucky that this happened tonight, because if I'd won when he wasn't racing, I wouldn't have let him race again.
Yeah. I can tell you why you didn't win, because Bill said you was going to.
Yeah, I think Tyler was also set up by Bill or one of you to.
Here we go.
I'm pretty sure that Bill
I got a question. I got a question for Paul. How did you like the antics of the pace car driver? Did you catch any of that?
I didn't, unfortunately, because I was pissing at the time. I just heard someone on chat laughing because Clyde had spun.
Oh my God! Ugh. And he's got room to talk about me. He's got a hell of a nerve, I'll tell you.
He was putting on a show for the crowd, obviously.
Oh boy, he brainwashed you too, huh? Okay.
It's not the same unless I spin it, so let's just leave it at that. Well, Paul, always a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and we will see you next week at Twin Ring Motegi.
Thanks very much.
Cheers for joining us. Okay, so Ryan, let's bring in Mr. Pete Bingham, who I believe, I don't know how, but he got somewhere around the 5th or 6th mark in TCR.
5th place for Pete.
That would be 5th, Clyde, yeah?
5th,
yeah. Sorry, mate. You know
more than your IQ, yeah.
You know what the timing screen's like. You never know whether to trust it or not. I've actually got you ahead of Ashley, but the positions are reversed. So, yeah, thanks, SDK.
It's because I coughed across the line a bit like Martin Brennan did, and Ash crossed the line like a nanosecond afterwards. I think that's why it's doing that.
I see. So we obviously didn't see a lot of you in this race today. Tell us. Well, I'll tell you what I'm interested in. And I spoke to Gary about this. Gary seems to be the TCR tactician, and you seem to go against his better judgment tonight.
Not against his better judgment. I said at the beginning of the race, are you going to run it dry and then fill it? And he was like, yeah. I said, but I could pit with 20 litres of space in the tank and then stop again later on, right? And he was like, well, yeah, of course you can. And I often like pitting when there's nobody else in the pit lane because I struggle to find my pit dude in between other people's cars. And if you've done iRacing before, you'll know that sometimes you'll go shooting past your pit dude because you think he's further on. Or I do anyway. But
I go shooting past my pit dude because he's in the wrong pit lane.
Yeah, love to say I've never done that before. But I have. So, yeah, I pitted when I had 20-odd litres of gap in my tank. And then, unfortunately, the yellow came out just after that. Even more unfortunate was I had to gun it round the track constantly in order to catch up to the back of the pack. So I pitted again under the safety car to top off the tank because I thought that'll get me home. I had to fuel save quite a lot and I did that as soon as we went green again, and I lost the toe to the cars in front. But I bet you didn't notice that I took front tyres.
No.
And that meant that I had lots and lots of super grippiness towards the end, and I was overtaking people quite quickly. And other people ended up in the pits, topping off tanks and running out of fuel, and I finished 5th. So there was a small element of luck and a lot of good judgment in what I actually managed tonight. So I'm quite happy with that, to be fair.
So a lot of driver skill involved tonight then, yeah?
Wouldn't say that. I'm pretty sure you probably caught the only spin I did. I finished the race with 2x, which I'm quite happy with as well, because that's better than I normally get.
Okay, so as far as the racing went, when you wasn't fuel saving, any good battles with anybody?
Yeah, Mark Heron. I have to give a nod to him. He was very, very safe. Gave me the room. We did this a couple of races ago. I think it was Long Beach. He's a very, very safe racer. I like racing with him. I thought he was going to do me tonight. And he did at one point. He got the position back and started to pull away from me. I don't know why he finished behind me. Maybe that was fuel. I'm not sure. There was a few people crashed as well after the safety car. I know that Joe and David came together because I passed them at turn 2. I know Scott got into a tangle with Stefan, which looked ugly, and I picked up a few places that way. That I did really badly the other day in the official, which you probably watched, and if you didn't, then you've missed a hoot. And this has made up for it, so I'm quite happy with what happened tonight.
Well, that's always good to hear. Next week, twin ring Motegi.
I haven't raced on that since MX5s in my rookie license or something like that. I'd have to have an A to Z of the track in order to find my way around it, I think now. I know it's got some big straights on it. It's a drafter's dream. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do some practice because I can't remember it.
Excellent. So before we let you go, Pete, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, Gary, he's done a great job getting 3rd again. That's good, getting into a good habit. He's calculated himself into a decent fuel strategy there. He's kept pace. He's been lightning fast around here all week. I think he's done 2 officials and come second twice and should have won 1. So he's obviously hooked up with this car good and proper now. EDF Motorsports for sponsoring the league. BSTV for the broadcast. You guys for spending the time talking nonsense to the people on the chat. And to the other racers who I think were excellent tonight. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to the next few weeks.
Yeah, don't worry too much about Gary. We'll get Bill to tip him for the win next week.
Yeah, good.
That'll end his podium run.
No, I don't recommend anybody. I don't endorse anybody anymore after Mark Heron. God.
Yeah, no, that's the ultimate.
Well, pleasure talking to you, Pete, as a driver rather than a fellow commentator. And congratulations on your 5th place. And we will see you on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Well done, matey.
Cheers, man.
So, Princess Pete there. So, next up, Ryan, do you want to do a blue on blue with Scott Malcolm?
Yeah, I'll do a Scotty on Scotty. So, yeah, Scott Malcolm, welcome to the booth.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that race was, how can we say that race was a bit of an eventful one for you. Talk about it from your perspective.
Probably my worst race in this league, I think. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, you were having a decent race, in the first half of the race, and towards the end, it just seemed to go downhill. Well, I think you got caught up in an incident with one of the GT4's, Stefan Goldboy. I think was it just the speed difference that caught you out, or did Stefan make a mistake?
I was just a speed difference. I was half expecting that we'd be passing on the main back straight, but we've talked about it, and it seems to be all fine.
This season so far, how do you think it's went? There's been flashes of speed from you and flashes of pace, but it's just luck doesn't seem to have been on your side so far. So far this season, but with the TCR anyway, you're showing flashes of speed, so that's got to be a positive.
Yeah, I just need to find that consistency that I used to have. I'm maybe trying a wee bit too hard some weeks, and it's kind of causing the inconsistency a wee bit. And I don't know if I'm driving it too hard now and burning the tyres up. After the safety car, just the handling felt a wee bit weird for the first 3 or 4 laps. So I don't know if I'm like burning the tyres up big time. Maybe go back to the way I used to drive a couple of months ago and see if that helps.
Yeah, I've noticed that with the TCR as well from the laps I've done offline, that if you overdrive or maybe just are too aggressive, especially with the front tyres, it just seem to burn up really quickly. But it seems to be a car that requires a lot of smooth inputs. That, unlike other cars, like a rear-wheel drive car, you can't really be aggressive with it. Would you say that's the case?
Yeah. You just got to nurse it along, you know. Just let the front tyres bite in, and then you can put the gas down. But it's just just got to watch what you do with the tyres. That's basically that.
And after tonight, looking ahead to Twin Ring Motegi, is it a track that you enjoy? Is it a track you've raced around much, or have you done any races around here with the TCR?
Don't think I've done the TCR around there, but I've got plenty of races under the Kia. So I know the track. I know what it's like. It'll take me long to get used to the TCR, so we'll see how it goes.
Good stuff. And before we let you go, Scott, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, just the usual crowd, you guys. Result Clothing for putting up the practice sessions. BS TV Esports and all the rest of the drivers.
Good stuff. Well, okay. Again, congratulations, I guess, on the top 10 results, Scott. It's not a better result like you hoped for, but hopefully you can make up for that at the Motegi next week, and we look forward to seeing you on track then.
Oh, did I get top 10? I didn't realise that.
I believe it was a top 10.
Sort of second last, but alright, I'll take that.
Unless, so let me have a quick look, Scott, before I let you go. Yeah, top 10.
Oh, well, it's not as bad as I thought. I'll take that.
Thanks for joining us, Scott, and we look forward to see you on track next week. And I believe that's it, Clyde.
No, I think we still have coming into the booth now. Full send Hewitt, welcome to the booth.
Hi.
So we've left you till last, Tyler. A race of 2 halves for you.
Yeah, it was just a shame. I've apologized to Paul a few times. He's been unreasonably understanding about it. It was just desperation, pretty much. It's so hard to make a pass in the Porsche. I kind of was so focused on Abdul that I had a run that I knew I was never going to get again, and I knew I could do him on the brakes. And I should have known that Paul had been not only slower than me, but slower than Abdul through that corner the last few laps, and I should have given a bit more space, but I didn't. And Paul and I came together, and unfortunately that kind of ended both of our races. And then the second one was more of a racing deal. I just kind of was trying to swing out wide to the left to set up for the exit of the corner and the runoff, and I misjudged how much the corner, the curbing would send me to the right, and I just clipped Paul's bumper again. As I was hoping we could catch and maybe Rob as well, but didn't end up working out.
No, and sometimes you just have to say shit happens. Obviously, Paul took the brunt of it. We had a chat with Paul, and as you said, Paul was very, very understanding. He took the positives out of it. He knows he was quick. He's definitely got some wins coming. I'm sure you'll agree. But yeah, it's never nice to get somebody in the booth that is apologising for mistakes that they made. But it is what it is, and it happens. And I'm sure next week at Twin Ring Motegi, I have to say it slowly because otherwise I get it wrong. I'm sure it'll all be forgotten about, and you guys will be racing hard again.
Yeah, and hopefully racing a little harder. I've read through the rules a couple of times and not seen anything about changing cars. So my intention is to be in a BMW next weekend. I've held off for a while because everyone says it drives a bit like a pig, and it's not super fun. But I would rather have fun racing than getting stuck having to drive, quarter second, a half second off my what I know I can do because I can't make a pass happen. So I'll be in the BMW next week. I'm looking forward to it. I've just bought it, so I'm gonna do quite a few practice laps. But yeah, I hate to come in here and have to apologize. I know Paul puts as much time into prepping for these races as I do, and it's never fun for me to have all that prep go to waste. We were both fuel saving hard at the beginning, and I think it would have been a pretty stellar battle in the second stint had the safety car not come out. But yeah, it's a shame.
And where, without those incidents, would you have been challenging for the win?
It's tough to say. I don't think so. Unless Abdul and Paul had gotten together, I don't think that I could have moved forward with two BMWs in front of me. I think I know that my car was set up for the long run, and maybe had things been different, I'd have been able to pass one of them. But two of them together, where the second one is getting the benefit of the tow, there's nothing you can do. It's a shame, and there are obviously tracks where that's not the case. There are tracks where, the corners more suit the Porsche and the straights aren't particularly long. But I kind of looked at the rest of the schedule and I didn't see too many of those. So.
Okie dokie. Twin Ring Motegi, you will be in the BMW. I can confirm that there is no penalty for changing cars. We haven't done this in this league. So we look forward to seeing you in the BMW. Any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you guys, of course, to BSTV Esports and EDF Motorsports, Sacred, all the sponsors who have their logo on our car. Hopefully they like seeing it on a BMW next week.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing that, and thanks for joining us, Tiny Newitt.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys, I believe Bill has had to leave us, but I did manage to get out of him his driver of the meeting. Yes, it is that time again. And Bill has gone for Mr. Gary Craig. So Gary will now be on our leaderboard. Sam, let's go to you. Who was your driver of the meeting? And you're still muted, Sam.
Yeah, I forgot to unmute myself on Discord, sorry. So I've not said anything, so you did not miss a thing. This is a hard one. Let's go with Chris Shaw.
Chris Shaw. Okay, so let's get Chris Shaw across there. That is Chris's second vote this season. And you, Ryan, your driver of the meeting.
Oh, there were so many good drives out there tonight. It was hard to decide, but my driver of the day, for me anyway, has got to be Rob Veng. He just put on a superb performance. He wasn't the quickest, but he kept out of trouble and took home a well-deserved second place.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And you're right. It was very, very difficult tonight. The two race winners could quite easily get my vote, as could Gary Craig for keep coming up with these podium finishes. Further down the league there, Paul Burgess was probably the quickest driver out there. But ultimately, it boiled down to, for me anyway, for that second and third place battle in GT4, and whoever won that was going to get my vote. So I'm going to go with Ryan and give Rob Venn his third vote of the season. So yeah, that's our driver of the meeting, which I believe Sam has now got the leaderboard on the website, so you can check on them scores whenever you
not
feel
on the
like
website,
it.
Clyde.
Oh, sorry,
But
apologies.
it's live on the stream. I just updated them, so we've got Paul on 3 points first, equal with Rob Van in third point. We've got Ben, Shape, Chris Shaw, Scott Malcolm, and Stefan Goebel with 2 points, and AAA Gary Craig, Lee Bowden, Tyler Newitt, and Xavier Mamoucha with 1 point.
Excellent. I'm sure we will find a way to get that somewhere on the website so that everybody can view it. I'm going to ask Ryan for a quick race recap before we go into what else is coming up and let everybody go to bed.
Yeah, that was a great race. There was great racing in GT4 and TCR, and we had some incidents in the second half of the race and towards the end. But overall, the racing in both classes was great. But we had a great podium in GT4 and also a great battle in TCR for the win. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Motegi next week as well.
Yeah, and Sam, we see some we knew this type of track, if we're going to have incidents, they're going to be on this track, but that that kept you busy on the cameras.
Yeah, either battle crashes, that was really hard one to keep up with. I think it was not the best race we saw from this league, but as you said, the track is not the best for that. It was still a really enjoyable race, loads of battle, wonderful crash from the safety car today, which was to be expected.
Don't know what you're on about.
And we just have it on screen on replay in slow motion, so that's how it works, Clyde.
I was making up for Pete.
Yeah, true. If we have to give a trophy for crashes today, you would want it. You would get my vote anyway.
Excellent.
Because we did not see Pete quite a lot. It just went off track once, so that was
I'm
great.
quite upset that none of you guys voted for the safety car driver. So yeah.
That's true. Again, it was still a great race, so looking forward for Motegi next week.
Yeah, most definitely. And I just echo what these guys have said. It was a fantastic race. Thanks to everybody on the chat. Thanks to all the drivers. And thanks to EDF Motorsports, our principal sponsor for the series. So that's enough of this race for tonight. Just leaves me to let you know what's coming up. So on Friday, we are back with the next level Lamborghini GT3 series from Brands Hatch GP. That has been an absolutely fantastic series that we've been doing. Always good action in that. And then we're back on Saturday as well with the SRC Endurance League with 6 hours of Road America. And again, that has been another fantastic endurance league this time. So really, really looking forward to both of them. So that just leaves me to say good night to everybody. Let the guys say good night. I'll say good night for Bill because he's had to disappear. So I'll leave Ryan and then Sam to say good night. We'll close the broadcast, and thanks for watching. We will see you on Friday.
Yep. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time next week at Botegi.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you on Friday.